Hey everybody, welcome to the Mark Parham podcast. If you're on Spotify, just type in Mark Parham podcast and just follow me. So I wanted to talk about, what's his name, Governor Gavin Newsom. I think that's the name, Gavin Newsom of California. And there's been some reports that he wants to run for president, or he's, getting ready to replace Biden, behind the scenes. Getting President Gavin Newsom would be a disaster. Could you imagine someone like Gavin Newsom is the president, and let's just say Kamala Harris is, I don't know, whatever she would be, but can you imagine Gavin Newsom running America? If anything, look at California. You have homelessness, you have high taxes, you have crime in LA, you have, so many just horrible things happening. And it's amazing that people still want to move to California. I guess they see all the Hollywood movies and say, oh, well, this would be a perfect place to, raise a family. But this guy is a total hypocrite. I mean, there were stories coming out where during the COVID lockdown, he was going out without a mask, but telling everybody else that they had to wear a mask and it was for their safety and all this other stuff. So Gavin Newsom is a total fraud. He's a fake. And it's amazing, even when I think about it, that just shows you some of the voters of California. I don't know what's in their head, because to even elect this guy to run a great state like California, if you think about it, California has beautiful people, it has beautiful beaches, it's a beautiful state, but it just has bad people running the state, very, very corrupt people like even Nancy Pelosi. But, it's just amazing that California would vote for a guy like this. You look at the homeless crisis in California where, you see people just sleeping outside. I've seen some areas in San Francisco where you have folks just sleeping outside while people are trying to go to work, and, people using drugs. And it's something almost from like one of those movies where they talk about an apocalypse. It's like something like that. And, it's one thing being a liberal, but you also have to have some common sense. And why liberals keep on putting these people in place to lead them, it's amazing. It's to the point where I almost, I use a term, I think people have said this before, but it's almost like planned chaos. It's almost like people like Gavin Newsom want states like California to collapse so they can come in and create rules and control people. I think that's got to be the plan that's got to be the plan if you really think about it, because if you look at, some of the stories on YouTube with even the test scores, you have not people, but you have students that can't even, read to a standard level. It's a mess. And he was supposed to debate, what's his name, Ron DeSantis. And I think now they're talking about he's not going to debate DeSantis. And I see why. What is this? How could anyone defend his record in California? California is a mess right now. I think California could come back and be a very great place to be if they just elected somebody different. Maybe elect a Republican or something. But this guy he's a total fraud, and he's a total disaster. Look at places like San Francisco. You have London Breed in San Francisco. San Francisco has turned into some of the areas look really just slummy. Even though you have people who are in the tech space that are there and people that are running great businesses, who would want to walk past a crackhead or somebody sticking a needle in their arm when they have to go to work? And it's amazing that so many liberals, keep on voting these people back in. You see that there's crime on the streets. I've seen so many videos of car break-ins, and I'm not talking about at nighttime. People are so just crazy now. They're not even waiting till the nighttime. Back then, people would at least wait till maybe it was 2 o'clock in the morning. Now they're doing it in broad daylight. And when you have a city where folks aren't worried about doing crime in the daytime because they know, in 24 hours they'll be put back on the streets. That's how bad it's gotten in California. So, from top to bottom, you just need more conservative Republican leadership in California, because the liberals are not getting the job done. You have criminals that aren't even waiting till nighttime to do crimes. There's videos of people going into high-end stores, just taking stuff and running out real quick. And they know they can get away with it because, like I said, They're not in a city where somebody's going to say, well, you know what? You do a crime like that, we're going to give you 10 years or we're going to give you 5 years. These are folks, these are cities where they charge a crime like that as almost like a misdemeanor, and that individual can be back out on the streets doing the same thing. So, that's my short little rant about Gavin Newsom in California. Again, if you want to, please follow my podcast on Spotify at just type in Mark Parham Podcast and just follow me on Spotify. I'd appreciate it. And again, if you have a camera or a phone or something, speak out. Because I think right now we need as many voices as possible speaking out on some of this craziness. You always hear me say we're living in a twilight zone right now where down is up and up is down. And that is what's happening in California, and not just California, but so many other places in America. So again, please follow me on Spotify and enjoy your afternoon. Thank you.